Don't forget to like the video, share and subscribe to the channel if you like the content. If you're a hater, just click the X at the right of your screen. If you want the access to exclusive content, follow us over there onto Patreon. All of the links to access my content are in the description box below. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for being a part of my channel. I really and truly appreciate each and every one of you guys. We are going to go ahead and jump straight into your work messages and money messages. What you need to know in this time, what you need to be aware of, what you can expect. Let's go ahead and check the energy around you in your work environment in this time. We've got reflection was the first one to come out. Okay, so we've got reflection, we've got shedding, and then we've got flexibility. Okay, so for some of y'all, you may be looking in this next little while for possibly a job that has more flexibility. Okay, I feel like for some of you, if you're not specifically looking for a job that has more flexibility, I feel like there is something that is at your job that's becoming available in this time that is going to allow you to have more flexibility, okay? With authority on the bottom, we've been picking up for quite some time that you have had a superior or like a boss. I'm about to say overlord. I hope they're not like an overlord, but there's somebody, a boss, who's been kind of checking in on you, looking at your productivity, or like really paying attention to, you know, how it is that you handle, I about said handle conflict. So there may be certain things that are going on at your place of employment. And I swear we've been picking up on this boss who's like really been looking in on your work. Okay. I feel like there's also something happening in this time where they're starting to see either the way that you look at things, something shifting. I feel like with a superior, if they've had, you know, if they were a stickler for certain things or to handle things in a certain way and they were not bending or yielding previously, you're about to start seeing that this authority figure is about to start changing. It's like seeing, you know, the way that you look at things. Like even if you were like demonized for the way that you look at certain things at your job or the way that you handle certain things, it's like maybe you work outside of the box. You don't do things the same way that everybody else does them. But it's like you make more I don't know, they're giving me something about the time frame that you have. Like there's something about either you have more time left over that allows you to do other things, or there's something about you can handle more than most people that you have the same job as, okay? It's being observed in this time. And I feel like there is something that's about to happen for you, either at your current job or at a job that you're looking into, something that you put in for. It's about to allow you to have more flexibility. I feel like there may be like a schedule change that's coming up in this next little while. I feel like you're going to be happy with it. How are you going to feel about the schedule change that they're talking about coming up in this next little while? Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Okay. A time of stagnation is over for you guys who have felt like, you know, you keep running around in circles or feeling like you're not making, I was about to say making ends meet. Surely you're not working somewhere where you're not making ends meet, but where you're not seeing anything happen. I feel like some kind of due diligence that you've had with your work or the detail that you put in your work is actually about to start paying off for you in a very positive way. Okay. The fact that you are self-motivated or self-driven has been seen by your supervisor. Just in case you're, you know, feeling like, damn, am I just doing all this for nothing? No, you definitely are doing this for a reason. I feel like you've had a specific spirit guide in your ear letting you know, look, if you keep doing it this way, you will get some traction. Yes, it's taking longer than what it is that you had hoped, but things are actually changing. In this time, they are changing. Okay, with that reflection card, it says, take time to revisit the past and figure out what you want to do. Knowing what you don't like will show you what you truly love. We've also got shedding. You are starting to outgrow your work situation. You need to set higher goals and standards. You work well in healing and medicine. We've also got flexibility. You'll need to see in the dark to maneuver the coming changes. While it seems extreme, just hang in there. This too shall pass. So I feel like a lot of doors are about to be opening for you in this next little while. And I really feel like there's some kind of like schedule change that's happening at your place of employment where it's like, you may be a little bit iffy about it, but it's happening for a reason. I feel like if you have had like a lot of competitors where you are having to deal with, you know, nonsense and games with certain people who just are not willing to budge, I feel like that's what's actually being changed at your place of employment, okay? There may be certain people that are going to be demoted right in front of you. You may feel a little bit awkward about, you know, these changes because it's like, wow, this person was right here yesterday and now they're here. Okay, there's something about making room. So I really feel like things are being moved around in this time at your place of employment to make room for, I heard something about there's going to be new bosses, okay? People are shifting. Things are changing at the place of employment. And I feel like you are a shoe-in for some kind of, like, position of authority. This could be something that you are not comfortable with for the fact that you're like, dude, I didn't want no more responsibilities. I don't feel like, you know, I feel like you're kind of being put into a place where you're going to have more responsibilities, okay? This may scare some of you, but it's like the boss has been watching you for quite some time, and it's time for a change. You may have been feeling like it's time for a change, but you're scared to make the necessary changes, but it's like somebody knows that you're more than capable of pulling it together and doing, you know, what it is that you need to do. I'm going to tell you, with this new, either a new position that you're being pushed into, the seat of authority, you are going to have more free time. Okay, whether this is you wanting free time, you know, so you can do things with the family, or free time so you can go hang out with your friends, free time, you are worried about, having too much free time as well. It's like you feel like, oh my God, what am I going to do with that? I feel like, you know, you need to allow yourself to breathe some. Some of you keep yourself so busy. Like if you don't have anything to do, you start getting antsy. This is actually something that you may be a little bit worried about, but I feel like you will be able to not stretch your time, but do more things for yourself in this time. Okay. I really feel like there's some kind of like money moves that you're going to be making in this next little while. And it's like you're being urged to take the torch. This could be somebody who's also stepping down from a career. All right. Or from a place of like management. There's somebody stepping down. Okay. There may be somebody who's forced to step down at your place of employment, but I really feel like there's somebody here who's stepping down, possibly because they've done something that's been, you know, brought for a lot of people to look at. I feel like there may have been like tricky ways or kind of sneaky ways that somebody was doing things. It's like underhanded. Okay. I feel like, whoever is over you, the senior or the authority over you, it's like they know that you can handle certain run-ins with people of all walks of life and be able to remain balanced. Okay, so you've done a lot of work on yourself, and it's been observed by the higher ups. All right, so for some of you, you know, this this is going to be something that's going to be heavily in your thoughts for some time because you're a little bit worried. You're like feeling insecure about some of these changes that are going to be made. But, you know, your spiritual team is telling you a torch is about to be passed on to you. Okay, that's really what I'm seeing. If you have been doing any kind of road opener work and you weren't very specific with, you know, which roads and which doors you're wanting to open, I feel like some of this could kind of freak you out because you're like, holy hell, that's not really what I was expecting from that. Okay. But, I feel like this is actually going to be very healing for you. Okay. Specifically, if you may have felt like you didn't have, you know, the authority or the power to make certain things happen, that's definitely going to be changing for you in this next little while. You are going to be sitting in some kind of seat of power. Okay. With that, what's not seen as authority clashes with the boss, or a challenge to your power will compel you to respond. Choose peaceful solutions if you can. All right. So I'm telling you, it's the way that you handle conflict. It's like your boss has already seen you do something like that, okay? There's something that they've seen you do. They like how you handle conflict. It's like when you deal with a big group of people or other people in general, there will be clashes of ego. I feel like this is something that has already taken place. If not, it will. And it's like the more open-minded you are with, not just delegating responsibility, but the more open-minded you are with maneuvering through these situations, the more I like that. It's like your boss is sitting there like, I like that. Like, I like the way that this person thinks. Okay. So there's something that you have done or said. I feel like it was a past situation, a past conflict, but I really feel like there's something that happened that the higher ups or a boss keeps reflecting back to. You may have moved on from it and maybe put up certain like protections for yourself to protect you from a specific individual who's just messy. All right. I feel like your boss or whoever this is who's over you is feeling like, damn, that was smart. Damn, that was a good job. Or damn, they really did that. Like, I don't know if you ever hear CCing everybody in all of the communications between you and a specific coworker, but I feel like it's like however you handle the situation, I heard as a reflection of your character. So it's like you did want to keep your hands clean, or you didn't want to come off looking too like a certain type of way. You did something with grace. And this is why something is going to be offered to you in this next little while, okay? With your job and your career. Let's see what your money's going to be looking like this week. What is your money going to be looking like this week? What will your money be looking like this week? Money messages. Protection. You are being protected from deceit and from situations that no longer serve you. Lie low for a while and you will be shown the truth, okay? So we've got tarped, but this is given trapped. I don't know why it's spelled like that. I think they messed that up on this card. It says, you feel stuck in your current situation, but you do have options. Look for another job while keeping the one that you have for now. So for those of you who... It's like you have, you know, in mind what it is that you want. Like, I feel like you have already, I don't know if you've done a vision board of sorts, but it's like you know what it is that you want in this time. I feel like it's because of all the things that you have experienced thus far with your finances, your stability, your money, your, you know, what's coming in, what's going out. I feel like this week is not necessarily going to be the week where you can just throw a whole lot of money and like it not be a big deal. They're telling you in this time, make sure that you are focusing on saving this week specifically. It's giving save for a rainy day type deal, because I feel like there may be something, which I say there may be some, Christmas is coming up, you know, for those of you who celebrate, but there may be something coming up in this next little while where you're going to want to have some kind of extra disposable income. Don't just go out and buy everything that you see this week, because I feel like that may actually be something that your spiritual team has been working on you with. Okay, not necessarily blowing all the cash when it comes in. All right. I feel like some of you may have been learning some kind of, I heard a hard test or a hard lesson with spending what you have and not spending what you don't have. For some of you, you may have had like an unhealthy relationship with money that you have been being forced to work through. Okay. I feel like they are telling you in this time it's best for you to kind of like start some kind of nest egg or keep some kind of finances back. I heard Bitcoin, don't know what any of that is. There's something about making sure that you've got some money saved up. Okay. So if you are one of the ones who is looking at changing locations, switching your career, you need to make sure that you've got some kind of like financial plan. I don't even know what that saying is, like how much you're actually supposed to keep before, like your month's rent, 3 months rent, maybe. I think that's what it is. Keep 3 months rent, saved up before, unless you have a position to fall into. There's something about that. Like if it's just too much at your place of employment, don't just walk out before you've got 3 months stashed, okay? Because I feel like that may make a sticky situation even worse. All right, others of you. For some of you, you may have had to file some kind of complaint at your place of employment with a specific person, okay? This person's getting pulled into the office to speak about certain things. In this time, I heard certain behaviors or the way that they presented themselves, all right? Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me give you a little bit more on that. I need to see which card is 30. I see somebody, yeah, somebody's getting pulled into the office. For those of you who have been dealing with a situation with a specific person who has not been able to get it together, all right, I feel like there is a boss who is like tired of going over the same stuff. I feel like for some of you, you are not the only person to complain about a specific coworker, okay? I feel like there is somebody here who looks at things. I heard like a hall monitor. So if this person is... Okay, you guys, that's where I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. If you would like to have access to the extended version of this video, go ahead and follow me onto Patreon. The link is in the description box below, or you can access the rest of this reading through the membership for YouTube. Anyways, love you guys so very much, and I'll see y'all later.